Hi again everybody on YouTube, David again, back with another video. Today we're talking about the Eagletac S25LR. It's brand new light from Eagletac and it comes in a variety of options. You can have kit or non-kit, and then you can choose with your LED XHP-35 HI or XHP-35 HD. So with the HD you get a little bit more lumens, brighter light, but it's more floody of a beam profile. It's not as much throw. With the XHP35 HI, then you get a couple hundred less lumens, but you get like 150 meters, more like 135 meters more throw. With the kit versus non-kit. With the kit, you get the light. Let me give you the non-kit first, since it's easier. There's less things. So non-kit, you get the light. 2600 milliamp high drain battery, lanyard cord here, and the spare O-rings for the head connection and the tail connection for waterproofing when those wear out over time. And that's it for the non-kit. For the kit, we're looking at 3500 versus the 2600 milliamp high drain cell. 1 amp USB charger, a cable for the new USB Type-C, which is the latest for USB transfer spec. As of today, USB Type-C is the fastest cable. So you get one of these cables as well. And you get a diffuser, a little diffuser that can open up and give you the straight up raw beam, or you can get the diffused beam by closing this, and that gives you a little bit more of a floody beam profile. And then you get the holster too with the kit versus the non-kit. You do not get the holster in the non-kit. The Eagletac S25LR was sent to me for review from andrewamanda.com. That is andrew-amanda.com, where they have the kit version available for about the same price other retailers are selling the base model for. So honestly, they got a cheaper price on this light. Go check them out. The only flashlight retailer online you can go, shoot your best offer. You could save a few bucks additionally. One good thing right out of the gate for the Eagletac S25LR is that it comes, whether you get the base version or the kit version, it comes with its own high drain cell, which is what this XHP35, the XHP35 is a 12 volt type of LED, so it requires a battery that can be boosted up to 12 volts and then supply the amps needed. So the extra amps are going towards boosting the voltage output, so that the driver pulls extra amps and converts it to voltage for the LED. So then hence you need a high drain cell for pretty much all XHP35 HI single cell. You're going to need a high drain, but Eagletac gives you the proper cell. 3500 milliamp 10 amp cell. I tried it with the 25 amp cell in here. It doesn't make any difference for output, so it's already getting what it needs with the included Eagletac cell. So that's good. And then the light is USB rechargeable. Charges at about 0.9 amps, 900 milliamps, so you don't need to go out, fetch a charger. You got everything you're going to need to keep this light, maintain this light right out of the box. So with the kit version you get a few extra things. So let's take a look. You get the holster. It's a pretty nice holster. It's fairly understated. It's not too bulky. The light fits really snug. It's got easy snap action for flap, protects the AR coated lens, and there's Velcro on here. Here, let's go. And the Velcro covers the full surface of. It's not just like at the end here where it sticks on at the end. So those can come loose. With this, it's just about as secure as if you were to run this actually. If it was permanently fixed and you ran it through the belt like that, as opposed to having something where you can just put it on with the belt already on. This is really secure. It's not going to come off of there. And weighing the light, we get just under a half a pound. 1400 lumen plus light, 550 meters of throw, just under half a pound. And with the holster, just over a half a pound. So I said if you get the kit version of this light, or whether you get the base model or the kit model, that you're going to get everything you need from Eagletac. I lied. If you get the base model, you're going to need to get you a USB Type-C cable, because this is the newest USB interface, and not everybody has these. But they're easy to get, just about as easy as any of your micro USB type cables. Just select USB Type-C cable. The good thing with the new Type-C cable, it's just a straight up oval type of shape. It's not like the micro USB was fatter on one end and then contoured down on the other end, so it was more narrow. It only fit one way, and it would kind of start to get loose, and this one is a much more secure fit, since it's more standardized with, you know, both standardized shape. It's just goes in one way, it feels, you know, a little bit more, actually, you know, a bit more secure than the micro USB types would. You could turn it around the other way, it fits like that. The port on here has this little cap. It's really easy access. Some of them are kind of hard, you got to dig in. This one's real, like, it fits securely, but it's real easy to pull that off, and then it really easy to stick it back on. It goes on, it's snug, you can tell it's waterproof. And the light has a nice look. It's pretty good, handsome looking light, you know. It's got kind of like a lot of writing on it though, which I don't like. I just like the understated type of look. That's just like, if just the black with if it just said Eagletac would be cool. But it's kind of just a little bit overstated and a little bit loud, you know. It says hot surface right there on your light, and it's like, we kind of know that already. Has a little adjusting, and it's a tactile interface light. We adjust there, but we know that too. If you buy this light, you're gonna know that. So, you know, oh well, whatever. Nice heat sinking, pretty deep, not too deep. You got these 3 fins. They go all the way around the light, just right. Do a good job. The light stays pretty cool. Nice cigar ring for you know, opposing resistance, so that you can turn the light, work the light. It's got a lanyard attachment here. This is like, it's a little plastic ring. The light looks real good. Like on this side, I think that's really a nice look. The nice stainless bezel, very deep reflector, perfect looking heat sinking fins. Nice looking, the cover is kind of like that clear, whitish clear, and it could have been black, but I kind of like this look. I think it does good on a light like that. Easy to see it, you know, you're just like, there it is, bam. And then on this side, it looks good too. Though the knurling is not very aggressive. It's you know, it's better than smooth. It definitely is, but it's not much more. There's nothing beyond that though. And the lanyard attachment is removable, and it's got this little slit, this little kind of, and you stick your nail in there and pull it off, and it's just these 2 little pieces of plastic that hook together. They got these 2 little loops, and you just kind of, one of them slides into the other, and you just stick it on there and clasp it together, and then it's on there, and it's really secure. You know, I was using it. It swing it around, and it bounces around. It doesn't come loose. But I wouldn't trust it, you know, in all circumstances. I would say it would come loose easier than if it was actually machined on there. But when you remove it, the sort of handsome look of our light kind of deteriorates a little. That's kind of funky looking. It's like a peg fitting slot or something. I don't know. But so that's kind of funny looking to me, but it's okay, you know. And then if you pull this, cigar ring comes off, you can slide it off. but I don't know why you would want to do that. It's really a good integral feature, but then it's like really ugly looking on the back side. It's like, what is that? But it's okay, you know, because I don't think most people are gonna want to take this thing off of here anyways. Put that back on. So it's a pretty good looking light. So the lanyard, the weakest thing about the lanyard is this little like keyring type attachment right here. So I had it attached, I was swinging it around, and this thing is just fine for everything I tested it for. I was kind of jerking it and seeing if I could get it to break off. Nothing too terrible. But this started to come loose. You can see it starting to like pull apart. So maybe if you're going to use this with the lanyard and you're going to have it, you know, for a lot of heavy duty use, put one of those little solid keyring attachments for this instead of this thing that comes with it, and then it's pretty good shape. So it just goes on here, you know. It's pretty tough. Nice kind of paracord type lanyard, secure on there on your wrist, so if you're just sort of shining the light and you can leave it on, drop that and maybe write or do something with your hands really quick, and then just the light's still on. And then we got built-in charging. We get 0.9 amps, which is just about perfect for a single 18650. If it was a 26650, I'd say it was a little weak, but it's the 18650. Something like 1.5 amps might be a bit too much for the longevity of the cell. But then if it was like 0.75 or 0.5 amps, I would say it's like too weak for the charging for the time. So we're looking at, with the 3500 milliamp cell, 0.9 amps, we're looking at 3.5 to 4 hours for completely empty to from fully drained to fully charged. So again, options. The XHP35 HD has 1618 lumens ANSI spec, and the XHP35 HI, you're getting 1427 lumens. So you get a little bit more output, but 427 meters, see, yeah, 427 for the XHP35 HD versus 553 for the XHP35 HI. So again, you know, it's purely subjective. For me, I would take the extra throw over the extra lumens for in this instance, but it's purely subjective. What are you doing? What are you using it for? What do you want? What do you like? And one thing though, if you get the kit model, then it comes with this little diffuser cap, and you just shove that on the head of the light, and then it can open up for your raw beam there. And here I got the XHP35 HI version, which, you know, is the thrower, and it can be a little bit too much of a thrower. If you're looking around in a short distance, a small yard or something, or just, you know, looking around a room, that can be too intense for your eyes to focus very well on objects. So with the diffuser, you just close that, and then it softens it up. It softens up that hot spot and diffuses the beam. It doesn't, personally, again, subjective, but I would have liked it if it fully diffused the beam to like just a wall of light, an even wall without any hot spot. But it's also, but it does the job. It does the job of dimming down that hot spot, and so you can focus around in closer distance, and it's quite nice actually. UI for the S25LR is really simple, and it's designed, it's meant to be simple. You know, it's designed for your wet, your frozen, your dirty, you're in the dark, and you just want the light on, you know. So first off is the tail clicky, real easy. You always know where that's at. You're not looking for any buttons. And then again, mode switching, really simple, twisting the head. Here we have the medium and then the low. So you twist the head, twist it back. So if I'm holding the head and I'm twisting the body of the light, I'm going to the right, and that's my full on high mode, and then twist it to the left once. You get medium and low, and that's all there is to the UI. Just a couple of, you know, output variations. One more thing though is strobe mode. Real easy. Just double click, and what you do is you double click like that, but you hold on the second click. So you go click and then hold, and it goes into strobe mode. Wait. See? You don't need to click it on. You can do it temporarily. Just sort of tap and press and hold without clicking the light on, or you can just leave it on. And then it's a rapid strobe with 10 sort of pulses and then 20 sort of flickers real quick, and then it just goes back and forth like that. It's a good, cool looking strobe. One thing about strobe mode is it can be enabled or disabled, and it's a little bit tricky. The manual explains it in the manual, but what it says, it just says, you know, to enable or disable strobe mode, click the light on and off 20 times. So that's not exactly right. What you do is you have to have the light on and click the light off and on 20 times, not on and off 20 times. So I did this like 50, 100 times, and finally I figured it out. So this is how you do it. You have the light on, and then you click it off and on 20 times, ending with the light on, and only then will it work and disable or enable your strobe mode. So we'll do it right now. Got the light on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, strobe mode should be disabled. Try it. Bam. Double click, no strobe. So that's it. I'm going to leave it with the strobe mode enabled, and I think that's the end of the story for enabling and disabling the strobe mode for this light for me, unless I want to show off or something. But it's cool. It's a good strobe. Just keep that in mind. So one more thing is the pocket clip. I forgot to mention this pocket clip that it comes with. Again, when I was talking about like how I like the look of the light on this side, but it can be a little bit funky. They made that groove right here for the pocket clip, and so this goes on here, and you can use this, you know, like maybe you have the light, keep it someplace fixed in your car or something, and you stick it, you know, like it just stays where it stays. But I don't know if I had this like in a pocket, like trying to like clip it to my belt. This is it's pretty secure where it fastens on around the body of the light, but the pocket clip itself, it's like it can easily bend. I mean, I could just see this just bending right back, especially with a kind of heavy duty light like this one. So I don't know if I would use it, if I would trust it for clipping this to my belt or something like that. Might want to get if you're really gonna want to do that, just buy a real, you know, spend $5 and get a decent one that's really strong. So we're going to check some run times for the S25LR, but first I want to get a Lumen reading, and we're starting with a number of 4 due to all the extra ambient lighting for filming I've got in the room. So I'll have to subtract that when I calculate the numbers. So we'll give it 30 seconds now and go ahead and test for lumens. Okay, 30 seconds is up and we get 1336. So 1336 on a completely full charge, and we're going to subtract 4, so that gives us 1332. Add a 0 times 0.111, our multiplier, and we get 1478.52. And that's really consistent with this light. I get right around 1470 lumens with all testing, regardless of battery level. So again, we're going to check run times for the S25LR, but in addition to checking run times, I'm going to check thermal step down, because according to Eagletac, this light is thermally regulated as opposed to timed. So step down should occur depending on the heat of the light after 60 seconds. And Eagletac has this statement, I'll go ahead and read. After 60 seconds at max output, this features activate and continuously adjusts the max output according to the internal temperature. It adjusts its max output between 75% to 100% and maintains the surface temperature to about 140 Fahrenheit or 60 Celsius or lower, depending on room temperature. So we'll go ahead and run this. I got a fan set up here, and I'm going to time it. And after 1 minute, supposedly the thermal regulation kicks in, so we'll see what we get. I also have a thermometer to check the temperatures, so we'll see how that goes. Go ahead and start this up, and testing for output as well. Timer. All right. So we're at 1 minute right now, and it has adjusted. It was at, this number here was at 1330 just a second ago, and it stepped down a little bit, so it's representing about 1370 or so lumens as opposed to the 1470. So it stepped down a little bit, and obviously we're past the 1 minute mark, and the light shouldn't be too hot. I get what, 25C, 24. All right, so that's right around 1360 or so lumens, and we'll just continue to keep an eye on the light. All right, we've passed the 10-minute mark now, and we're still at right about 1300 lumens. So let's see, just to be sure, I tested it earlier, 1179, and that gave us 1308.69 lumens, and we're still at 1173. So yes, 1300 lumens. So I assume it can continue to maintain this temperature. So what we'll find out is how long can I run 1300 lumens constant on one 18650, which in our case is the included Eagletac 18650 3500 milliamp. And real quick, we get the temperature, and it's right around 31C. Now past the 20-minute mark, and we're still hanging in there at right around 1300 lumens. With cooling, of course, mind you. So we're past 20 minutes now, and we're still hanging in there right around 1300 lumens. Add tickle to the enthusiasm of our cold weather climate audience with cooling. Past the 30-minute mark now, and still with our 1300 lumens, and I'd say that puts us in the not too bad territory for run times, and we'll just keep watching, see what we get. So the light did just kick off, and it was right around 43 minutes. I took the battery, there it goes again. I took the battery out, tested it as a 3.3 volts that it kicked off at. And I suspect that might be the Eagletac battery charge, the over discharge protection circuit that's inside the battery itself. So it looks like that's about it. 43 minutes of 1300 lumens, which is not bad, I don't think, considering that runtimes are pretty much the most grossly misused of any of the specs that manufacturers put out there. Lumens and stuff like that are fairly accurate with the major manufacturers I'm talking about. I'm not talking about cheap Chinese type of lights, but definitely runtimes get abused pretty badly. So that's not too bad. That's pretty good considering that it maintained the full 1300 lumens, the whole time I was testing this runtime. So again, with testing the S25L-R from Eagletac, Eagletac claims that it can maintain its constant output of 1400. Well, I tested 1470 lumens. But they say they can maintain that output all the way down to 3 volts in the lithium battery. Typically in the older types of drivers that they would just diminish as as the battery drains. So you start out with say 1200 lumens, and then 10 minutes later you have about 1100 lumens, and then 15 minutes later you got like 1000 lumens. And it just drains down like that. But with these newer type circuits, they're using a different type. The nature of the beast, they have to have a different type of circuit. And the good thing is that it maintains the type of circuit that's used to boost the current for this specific LED, can maintain a constant output while the battery drains. And so they say it can go all the way down to 3 volts. So I tested it, and as you saw, it was 3.3 volts. But what that is actually, I think it did go down to 3 volts because as soon as it hits 3 volts, then it cuts off. The light will cut off as soon as it detects 3 volts. It cuts off, but the battery is not actually quite that low, because when you start out, you're at 4.2 volts, and say you're over here at 4.2 volts, and the light is here, and you turn it on, and it starts draining, and it's pulling, and it's pulling, and it's pulling amps, and it's down to like 3.7, 3.5, and it's like about 3.3, and then it pulls it to, it hits 3, and as soon as it touches the 3, then the light cuts off, but it kind of bounces back to, you know, about 3.3. So then you take the battery out, and it hits 3 and it cuts off, and it's back at like 3.3, and you test at 3.3. But I suspect it did go down all the way to 3.0 volts before cutting out. Decent run times on the light. Most of their claims are true. They use the LED lumens spec versus the ANSI, which everybody else uses spec. So when you see the light advertised and you see Eagletac light, you know, 2000 lumens, and then you look at it and it's not quite 2000 lumens, it's because underneath that they say ANSI 1650 lumens, you know, and so that's what you're really getting mostly in relation. And so I wish they would just stick that ANSI number up there so that people, you know, don't, like me, don't get confused. But they're pretty close. The parameters seem pretty good. Run times are decent. No manufacturer gives you honest run times. None. I've never seen it from anyone. So if, you know, I mean, I can say that the run times didn't meet up with what they claimed, but it's almost like redundant at this point because they never ever do. So all right, that's about it for the testing. So that was the Eagletac S25LR, available from AndrewAmanda.com. Freaking awesome output, awesome throw, nice elegant looking light, really nice looking stainless steel bezel, nice uniform look to it. Not perfect, you know, but it is a nice looking light. Lots of features, good constant output that it maintains all the way down to that 3 volts in your battery. So I'd say, you know, it passed the testing fairly well. Most of the stuff that I checked for, good light. So you guys please like and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos for you. And let's go outside and take a look at the beam, the S25LR. Thank you.